I'm going to show you how to archive business objects instances by folder. This will allow you to move instances outside of business objects environment. You still maintain them so you don't lose them, but they're outside of business objects at your CMS. This helps with space, save space, but you still maintain the instances. You can specify a location where you want to store these. So the first step is going to be to determine what folders you want to archive instances for. So this is done by folder. When I go to public folders, I have the option for documentation. The public folders XLS icon here. I'm going to click on that, and this is going to export a list of all my folders as well as their IDs. So the feature to archive the instances, all that's needed is the ID for each folder. If you want all folders, you can give the root folder, but if you only want certain folders, you want to give. So these are all my folders, and these are the IDs that I need. I'm going to do one folder for this example, but this is how you would generate that list. Now you're ready to archive your instances. Go to Tasks and Administration Tasks and select New Task. Give your task a title. Okay, I can run this regularly if I want, or just a one time. I'm going to run it one time, but you have the option of running it recurring if you always want to archive instances on a recurring basis. So in process, I'll expand resources, and here's the archive instances option. So the source kind is going to be file system, and I'm going to click on fetch template just to show you what the template looks like. This is the template. All it needs is the ID, like I said, the ID of the folder, so you can copy and paste whichever folders you want. I'm just going to do one folder here, and my folder has subfolders, so I'm going to say yes. Okay, so I'm going to save that file. Okay, and then I'll upload the file, and there's the file. Okay, and then this is a destination, so where do you want your instances to be stored? I just created a folder on my server. This can be a network location, wherever you want to store them. I just created an archive folder on the C drive on the local server. So I want to archive any instances older than 30 days. You could obviously increase that, and I actually do want when I archive them, I also want the extracted instances removed. So that's my goal, is to get them out of my system, and I still can get to them if users want them, but they're out of the business objects repository. Okay, and then this is key, is the instance name. So when the files get archived, how do you want them labeled? And I would recommend including all of these just so that you have all that information. So just type everything. I'm just gonna give it, you can do it in whatever order you want, but I think all of this information is good to have so that if you need to reference it, you'll have that information. Okay, so it'll show the title of the instance, it'll give me the date of the instance, it'll give me the ID of the instance and the owner of the instance. Okay, and then formats. So what formats do you want? I'm going to select all, so regardless of whether it's a PDF, a Webby, Excel, I want the instance to be archived. Okay, so I'm going to select process, click next. Notification, I can set up an email notification if I want to be notified when that runs. I'm going to skip that, but you can select email and populate your email. Click next, next on trigger events, and then confirmation. I will click add. Okay, so here's my task. If I right click, I can select display log, and it'll it says instances archive, instances deleted, detected. Yeah, so it goes through and tells me what happens with each ID. I could download the log if I wanted to. So those have all run, and so I just want to look on the server take a look at what I've got there. So here I am on my server. Okay, so here's my archive folder. And so this was the name of the folder. Demo Pauline was the name of the folder that I chose to archive the instances for. So it's gonna keep that folder structure. Um, so yeah, so this is the whole, yeah, you see the Chrome icon. That's just because I don't have Adobe installed on the server. So all of my instances were PDFs, so they're PDFs, but you see how it's labeled. So it gives me the name of the instance. So it was 360 Cast sales revenue, Cast demo, the date is there, the ID of the instance, and then the the user, so P Lancaster, and the folder structure is maintained, so I know where that instance was. So if a user says, I had an instance in the live test folder, can you get it for me? You would know exactly which folder to go to. You'd have the same folder structure, and if they could tell you what date it was, you'd be able to send them that PDF or that Excel file, whatever the case may be. So this allows you again to get your instances out of business objects, archive them in another location, and so you are able to maintain those, but free up the space in your business objects repository.